Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for December 2015. This month, you have a very good, you have a couple little things, but mostly I think you have a great month. You start off with the Two of Hearts, which is a great love card, by the way. This can be, if you're single, meeting somebody who's really great for you, who's almost perfect, kind of soulmate level type stuff, if you want to use that word. Meeting somebody who makes you feel that way, and just judging by the cards here, I would have to say that you're looking at somebody who's probably a fire sign or has fire in their chart at this point. You definitely do have somebody coming in as an admirer as well, and they would, again, would be a fire sign if I had to, put a guess on it here. But Two of Hearts represents that. If you are already with somebody, this can be you coming together with your loved one and really being in love this month, of course. But it's December, it's around the holidays, so for, everybody that's different. But that would totally make sense. On just kind of like another side note with this card, this can also be you matching up really perfectly with your job or just clicking into something. It's a weird feeling I'm getting. That I'm trying to verbalize. And it's like sometimes you just click with something. It's almost like a lot of you have been working towards something, and I think it's almost, I'm just getting this feeling of just like a drop. And what I mean by that drop is it's just like when when you click into something, it just clicks and it's like that drop. That is almost the feeling I'm getting. That's the best way to describe it, and it's almost, that's what it's like. Anything you've been working for, I would say that you're probably gonna click right into it, and it's almost just like things just make sense. Anything you've been working on, that's a feeling I'm getting, at least in December. It almost feels like mid-month, I'd have to say, and it's almost like you just get it. That's the best way to describe it. And I think that's going to be really good for you. For a lot of you, that's going to be different situations, but I really think that's what this card is trying to say. Next, you have the Seven of Hearts, which is kind of funny in a way because it's the opposite of the Two of Hearts. It's feeling a lack of love, but there's actually plenty of love there. The card does represent a need to communicate with the person you're with, or to communicate with people around you for more love. The card simply says just to ask for it. It can also indicate somebody who's interested in you as well. So that is definitely on the table for a lot of you. I'd have to say that a lot of you single Virgos out there, and maybe even some of you not single Virgos, might have people who are interested in you as well. So that's that. So definitely look out for anybody who's interested in you. Next, you have the Three of Spades, needing to watch your health. It's interesting thing is, I've read for a few Virgos. I read for a lot of Virgos, but recently read for a few Virgos, and this card has come up for pretty much all of them, which is interesting. When I saw it, it kind of stuck out in my head. I was like, wow, this has been coming up for a lot of Virgos, and it's a card of needing to watch your health. So, I don't know if it's something in the astrology or what. If there's something that says you need to watch your health, maybe there is. But definitely just like watch your health. This card doesn't say anything's going to happen, more of just a warning. It just says that, drink plenty of water, get plenty of rest, don't overwork yourself. The list goes on and on with this card, as far as watching your health goes. But you know what to do. You know what feels good. If you feel off, then fix it quickly before it turns into a bigger illness or something that keeps you out of work or something like that with this card. And it's interesting because next you have the Seven of Spades, which is fears that don't exist, fears from inside of us, things that don't exist, and fears that we just no longer need in our lives. Things we don't need to focus on anymore, that we keep thinking about, that keep coming up in our head. With Virgo, I think that a lot of the Virgos out there have been, removed from job situations, or have had their job situations very shaken. So where they even have the job, but maybe things have changed that you don't like or whatever. And, Virgos, I think, like things to be very steady and stable, obviously. And, Virgos like kind of routine and all of these things. And this shakeup comes with the fact that Virgos have had to learn how to deal with more spontaneous energy of doing things spontaneously. So I think, there's been a lot of the shakeup, and a lot of these fears are coming in. The good news is, I think a lot of you Virgos, you have a card at the end here that represents having learned how to do other things. So, even if you have to break out of your routine, it's like you've learned other skills to maybe create a new routine or something along those lines. But this card says all those fears you have they're unnecessary. They're not going to help you, number one. And number two, they're internal. Sevens are all about internal. They only exist in us. They don't exist outside of us. So you don't even need to acknowledge the fear because it's not real in the first place. Next, you have the Jack of Clubs. For some of you, I'm getting that this is again that person who would be interested in you. Jacks can frequently represent a love interest or just somebody who's interested in you. Probably a fire sign again. Might be a little bit immature, but always fun. Jacks can be a little bit immature, but they're always fun people to be with, so it'd be a lot of fun. And again, it could be male or female. Doesn't matter. I don't attach sex to my cards, but they would be very hardworking, very hard worker, very intelligent, highly intelligent, usually. And yeah, they'd be a lot of fun. For the rest of you, I think this is just you. I think you are going to be working really hard this month. I think the card sometimes comes in and it says that you need to create a work life kind of fun work balance where you work. Yeah, you're going to be working hard, which I think a lot of Virgos like to work hard. But you also need to kind of like balance it out with an equal amount of fun. That's what the card says. It's very important. And again, that would go. The balancing kind of ties in with that three of spades there. Needing to balance your health out for sure. And again, if you're working really hard this month, you need to create that balance so that you don't get sick and or you just don't lose your mind or whatever with that problem. The final card you have is the Nine of Clubs. Great card. This card is a card of achievement, achieving something. I really feel like a lot of you Virgos could be even recognized this month if you're on social media, online, or even at work. You could be recognized for something. You could get a lot of recognition. It's also a card of opportunity. I've been talking to a lot of Virgos, like I said, and a lot of Virgos have been getting this opportunity thing coming up, like this, like nines. They've been getting a lot of nines, which is interesting. It always interests me that when people who are the same sign kind of get the same cards. It's a pretty interesting thing. And but this card's all about opportunity and looking for those opportunities that come your way. But it's also a card that says you need to create those things. So you can even create opportunity for yourself this month with this card. So it's like, there are going to be multiple areas at work maybe where you could work extra hard on different things that could get you a raise or get you noticed by the boss. It's like those opportunities are there, so take advantage of them. And again, if you are somebody who's in like social media or something like that, these cards say give yourself a bunch of opportunities to be successful. So how do you do that? Well, you create more content, you do more stuff. It's all about creating more things to give yourself more chances. Nine of Clubs, all about chances and giving yourself chances. That is going to be it's probably the strongest card here, like coming through to me. So I'd say that's your theme for the month, is give yourself chances. That should be the title of the video, is give yourself as many chances as possible. I always say, like, people who are successful in life, that's all they did. They just gave themselves a bunch of chances to be successful. That's all they did. And that's all you need to do this month in all areas: love, finance, spirituality, all those areas. You can be doing these things and you get a lot of abundance with that Nine of Clubs. So thank you for watching and enjoy the month.